Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining. I am just trying to see where we're at here. I don't think this was anything important. No, I didn't think so. Okay. Let's go here. I hope you guys are all having a good day. Mine's been busy, busy, busy. Go, go, go.
Oh, not too bad. How about yourself? Not too bad. Yeah, I've heard things going on in jail today. It's chaotic with you. Yeah. Somebody always doing something. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I just didn't know where else to put them.
Yeah, whatever. Once you could. Okay. Try to office.
We'll use the division.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, sir. Absolutely. Yeah, there you go. Best part of the day.
I'm not gonna sit in that chair.
Here's my card, you know who I am. So, obviously, we spoke on the phone. My name's Kellen Haas. I'm with the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, and we're assisting the Frederick Police Department on that missing persons case that they're working on right now. Your name came up as somebody that we should talk to that might have some information just about the general situation. So that's why we're here. You know, name on a list. So if you could kind of explain to us how you're involved in this and what you might know about the situation, that would be a good place to start.
Well, how I'm involved, I guess I'm just friends with them.
Okay.
Met them like 7 years ago when they moved up from North Carolina.
Okay.
I had my own business at the time. I do what's called reconditioning cars.
Okay.
Not here, but it's like dents, paint, window tint, and that kind of stuff. Anyway, so I worked at the dealership, not for the dealership, my own business that they worked at.
Okay.
So that's how we met.
Okay.
So we've been pretty good friends, and then, of course, I bought a house, and they said, where do you live? So they bought a house in the same neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
I'm really right around the corner, like 2 minutes away.
Okay.
So that's kind of how I know them.
Uh-huh.
As far as knowing anything about what's going on, not much. I mean, honestly, it's just what Chris has told me.
Okay.
I talked to him a few times. I went to see him that night. I'm off on Mondays. I was actually home. I was actually painting something at that same time. But I guess Nicole came over around noon. I think the news said.
So tell us what you remember about Monday. That'd be a good place to start. So.
The only Monday that was later at night. I got a text from a buddy of mine named Jeremy, and Jeremy said, "Hey, what's going on with Chris and Shanann?" So I had no idea. What do you mean? He says, "Well, it's all over Facebook." I said, "Well, I don't have her on Facebook." Blah blah blah. I said, "Okay." So anyway, he says, "Yeah, she's missing," and I was kind of like, "Whatever."
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, didn't believe that. And so I text Chris. He didn't reply right away, so I called him. And then he answered, and then that's when he said, he goes, I went to work, and someone came over, came home, and they've been gone ever since, and all her stuff, all her personal stuff is here, everything, phone, keys, everything. I was like, oh, wow, dude. So I walked over to his house just to talk to him about everything, and that's it. That's Monday.
Okay, what time did you speak to him on the phone?
That day?
Yeah.
I have a record on it. I'm thinking 9-ish.
9 p.m.?
Yeah, about 9 p.m.
And I don't think I have your address. Do you have like an ID that I could write down?
You know, I don't. I don't know why. We can get it after this.
No, that's fine. Can you just give me your legal name and all that stuff?
Yeah, David.
Okay. All right. So, is Jeremy just another friend of yours, or who is he?
Jeremy was also kind of all mutual friends from the dealership. It's a Ford dealership in Longmont Ford.
Okay.
Jeremy was a manager there, and I don't remember what his title was, internet manager or whatever.
Yeah.
He would, excuse me, we're all kind of friends. So Jeremy, that's when he contacted me.
Okay. So you reach out to Chris by text.
Yeah.
Don't hear anything back, and you just had to call him around.
Give him a call, because Jeremy in the interim was texting me, kind of giving me more information on what was going on. So of course I got concerned. I was like, oh wow, what's going on? I mean, so and I didn't hear from Chris. So I called him, and then he did answer. Yeah. And so that's when I said, oh, I'll come by. And that night I went over to.
Okay. What time do you think you got there to the house?
To the house? It's a guesstimate, honestly. I mean, but I'd say 9:30ish. Yeah. I think you called around. I talked to him around, or I called him around 9. And by the time I got off the phone, we walked over. It's a guesstimate. But say 9:30. Sure.
So you get there, and who else is there at that time?
Nobody's there, just Chris. He was keeping himself busy by, doing like housework and stuff because he said his mind, which totally understood that. Yeah. And then about 30 minutes later, or whatever it was, Jeremy showed up. Okay. And Jeremy, I guess in a sense, just trying to be there for a friend or consoling. I'm not really sure what word to use. Yeah. It's just kind of like, honestly, you're talking about it, it's like a loss of words. You don't really know what to say. I've never been around that. So.
What was Jeremy's last name? I don't think.
Lindstrom, like Lindstrom, I think is how it's pronounced or spelled.
All right, and he's a manager at Longmont Ford.
He was at Longmont Ford. He's now at a different dealership. He's at in Broomfield at Silterra. Okay.
Does he live in the neighborhood as well then? Or?
He lives in Erie. He's probably 5-10 minutes away.
Okay.
He's not in our neighborhood, but he lives like you got 52, Highway 52. He's on the
south side by 25.
Yeah, exactly. And they're building new houses in there.
Okay. So how long do you stay at the house then?
Oh, at Chris's house?
Yeah.
I'm guessing an hour.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there, just talking to him, and he said he was wasn't really tired, but he said he just wanted to lay down and try to get some rest or something like that.
Yeah. What do you recall that he was saying about the situation as you kind of reflect back on it?
That I asked him, I asked him what was going on. I was like, dude, and he's like, well, he said he didn't know, but he said that they were struggling in their marriage, I guess. He said she went to North Carolina for like 5 weeks. They did I don't know if you want to call it a trial separation or whatever. Yeah. Some kind of trial separation for 5 weeks or something. She got back. I guess they kind of talked and tried to work things out. I don't know the inner workings of why they're fighting. I don't.
You didn't know what the difficulties in the marriage were.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't ever. Everybody's got their own thing. I'm involved in his. And then he said that they did have a disagreement or an argument that morning, and then obviously this one something.
Yeah. Did he say what that disagreement that morning was or anything like that?
I didn't give me any details on what. Just that they're not getting along or something. Just, typical. How I took it is typical.
Yeah.
People out there.
Anything about the kids that you bring up or mention that you remember?
No, nothing other than he was worried about, I think one of them has to take meds, and there was no meds taken, from the house that he knew of, so that's the only thing he was worried about with the kids, other than being gone.
What did he think had happened at that point?
His speculation was that she left with somebody, doesn't know who, because I did ask that question. I said, well, who would she leave with? I mean, is she seeing somebody? I mean, what's going on, dude? And he goes, dude, I don't know if she's seeing somebody or what. I mean, I don't know what all the truth is here, but all I know is his speculation was that she left with somebody and she's hiding out somewhere.
Okay.
Not, I don't think abducted.
With the kids or without kids?
With the kids, yes. Yeah, with the kids.
So left voluntarily with the kids.
Left voluntarily with the kids. And I asked him, I said, do you have exterior cameras? Does neighbors have exterior cameras? And somebody, they didn't just vanish. So someone pulled up or somehow, I don't know if they went out the back or what, but that was my question to him because he didn't have exterior cameras and he didn't know if his neighbors did.
So how would you describe his mind frame at that time? Was he thinking it was going to be resolved? Was he upset? Was he?
Yeah, I think he was thinking it was going to be resolved, and I think he was thinking that, if I had to guess, he never said this, but that, obviously he just wants his kids back. Is the way I was taking it. I mean, he was concerned for anybody's, well-being for sure, but he was just worried about his kids and getting them back, and I guess where they're at.
Yeah.
His biggest thing is where are they at?
Yeah.
So I mean, are they hanging out in the neighborhood? Did they get in someone's car and drive out of state?
Yeah.
According to him, he had no information at all. So I guess it's y'all are involved.
Yeah. What was your perception? Did he whether he was surprised that something like this had happened? Was it a shock to him? I mean, what do you remember about his emotions?
He was pretty blank.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, he was not like, oh, I knew this was coming, or anything like that. He was blank about the whole situation. About I don't know what's going on. I don't know why she did this. And so yeah, I mean that's it. And he's just kind of blank about it.
Did he bring up foul play or possibly something?
I think I think it was discussed. I don't think he brought it up. I think it's just I don't know if it's a typical conversation when something like this happens, but when Jeremy was there, we're kind of talking about this is what are the odds of someone being abducted in the neighborhood? That kind of thing, and that's kind of where I said with exterior cameras, not just maybe someone pulling up like that, or maybe. So he never really brought foul play up. But it was, I think, discussed through kind of, if you want to say, process of elimination, trying to figure things out.
And you had mentioned he was doing some housework. Do you remember what that type of stuff was, or?
He was? Oh yeah. I don't. Well, it looked like the carpet was freshly vacuumed, and that's the only thing. I guess the house. They usually keep a pretty neat, tidy house. So I can't really see everything was put away nice because they usually do. But it looked like the carpet had been freshly vacuumed. It had the lines from the vacuum.
Yeah. Any cleaning supplies out or things of that nature?
The only thing I saw him doing, he was making a protein shake. And just talking, and then he got a phone call. I think it was his mom called him, and then that's when my friend Jeremy called me, and he said, he didn't know exactly where the house was. I said, I'll step outside. I stepped outside. Jeremy showed up. And then we all went back in, and then we talked to Chris some more.
Okay. Anybody else there present other than the three of you guys?
Not that I'm aware of. That was it. We kind of gathered in the kitchen, if you want to say, and then kind of outside on the driveway.
Okay. And he basically said he needed to lay down. At that point, you guys leave him.
Yeah, he said I'm not sure. It wasn't like he said he was going to bed. He was just going to lay down and rest his mind. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just kind of. So I've been in contact with him ever since. My wife made some dinner for him last night. If you wanted, he says, well, he was with, I guess y'all. He said he was with the FBI or something. I was like, so he was done with you guys about midnight or something like that. I was like, wow. I said, okay. I said, well, if you want, it's still there. You can have it tonight. So I've just kind of been in constant contact because I figured he'd get some. I said, I know I'm not top on your priority list. I know parents and grandparents and now obviously, officials need to be, but I said, I would like to be informed if you can, if you do get the opportunity. So that's been our conversation.
What has he been telling you about what's been going on? Any specifics or details or anything like that?
No, just that he, I guess some specifics. I guess he talked to the news, and then I actually saw this morning on the internet, I'm not sure what channel it was, but they did an interview with him. see. Then obviously the Frederick police.
Yeah.
And then last night, that's when he said that he was with the FBI.
Right.
And I was like, oh, okay, wow, I'll let you go. Let me know what's going on. And so that's about it.
So has he kind of has that theory changed, or has he basically still thought that she's voluntarily gone and with somebody, or has that changed to your knowledge?
To my knowledge, I don't know because I only seen him. What else? Wednesday? Yeah. Monday night. I didn't see him last night because he was gone, and then I was going to see him tonight just to see what his. So I don't know. I haven't asked him that question. I just give me information if you hear anything.
Yeah.
So I was going to actually talk to him about that tonight when I saw him to say, what are your thoughts still, dude?
Yeah. What do you think is going on? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Any I guess facts that he's told you about? Information that he's uncovered or he's discovered anything about their disappearance or anything like that at this point?
No. It's like I said, it's been pretty quick text messages, and a couple quick phone calls. Nothing really other than, it's just kind of, I guess, just honestly from my side, it's just baffling. I'm just trying to try to understand this, and I'm just hoping that she disappeared, she's hiding out somewhere.
Right.
But by now, she has to know. It's plastered everywhere.
Right.
And according to him, he did talk to her mom. I guess her and her mom are super close. And I guess her mom knows nothing as well. So that's what scares me is someone's going to. I'm not, you guys don't deal with this every day, but I'm just saying, if I wanted to disappear, I'd still want to be in contact with somebody. I don't think not everybody has this CIA mentality where they can just disappear and never talk to nobody again.
Yeah.
And especially her. She's a very family-orientated lady. She loves her kids and all that kind of stuff. So she's not going to just vanish. That's just my perception of Shanahan. So
that's actually my next question. Can you kind of describe her as a person and what you know about her? What you?
I could say she's a little overbearing, to be truly honest with you. That's my take of Shanahan. But she's all in all, she's a good person. I know she's a good mom. She probably is overbearing with her kids and just too much stuff, but whatever. That's just her kids. She can do whatever she wants. But no, generally she's a nice person. She's good. I've always got along with her. She's always treated me very pleasant.
Yeah.
And so forth and so on. So yeah.
And within the marriage, and mentioned you don't know the specific struggles they've been having lately, but in the past, has there been marital issues that you've been aware of?
As far as I know, no. As the joke goes, I always laugh with the Facebook. If everybody's lives were as great on Facebook as they actually were. I actually took her off Facebook because she posted every 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty, and you can confirm that with probably anybody, but it's like, oh my God, okay, Celeste is doing okay. It was just kind of crazy. So, as far as that, I just thought they were as happy as a tick on a dog's back, as we say down south.
Yeah. So
it just, I was really honestly surprised. I always thought because their personalities, Chris is very non-combative. He's what's the right word?
Non-confrontational.
Yeah, non-confrontational. He's perfect for her because she seems to run things. She's organizes this, gets this. We're going here, and if they're going on vacation, buys a ticket. She does all that. Chris just kind of goes along with the flow. So and his personality is, like I said, very just hanging out. I'll just go with the flow kind of guy. So they seem to me, really good. So they're not A personalities clashing.
Right.
So, but yeah, honestly, thoroughly surprised. Thoroughly. Because I really thought they were cool.
Yeah.
Little two little girls, and I guess she's got another baby on the way. I don't know if they were a boy or girl, but it's I don't know how far along she was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of financial problems, have you ever heard about financial problems or issues that they've been having?
No. I think they're to themselves with stuff like that. I think he does pretty good with Anadarko, and all I know is that she does some kind of Thrive.
Yeah.
Something. Supplements or something. I don't know if she has any other source of income or not. But, they seem like they are okay. But I don't know honestly.
Okay. But nothing that's been made aware to you.
No. And I think they are pretty much to themselves. They talk to our family and stuff, not friends, about their financial situation. Yeah. But no, they've never disclosed any of that to me.
Okay. Yeah. All right. What is your sense of what's happened? Just based on everything you know about the situation.
My sense, and it's kind of a hope as well as, I guess, as a gut feeling, is that she picked up and vanished on her own. And I hate speculating because.
Yeah. Well, I asked you to. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, fair enough. So that's my thoughts on it. Just just whether
hope for your speculation.
Well, it's both. I'm speculating and I'm hoping that she's hiding out and everybody's okay. It's just, maybe she's in this position. She's seeing all this going on and maybe she's scared out of her mind now going, oh shit, what did I do?
Yeah.
And now I'm going to be in a lot of trouble with the law. I don't know. I don't know law to say if she is or isn't, but that's my hope and speculation. Yes, that's what she's, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm hoping like hell nobody was abducted and taken, and that's horrible.
Yeah.
I got kids, so that's not.
Yeah. In terms of infidelity, have you ever made aware or even just thought that either party was being unfaithful and the other or had something going on the side?
No, not at all. I mean, if there ever was, I would throw it on Shanann, not Chris. Not just because they're both friends. I'd say Chris is more my buddy than Shanann.
Yeah. But
Chris, I would say if there ever was, it'd be Shanann. But as far as do I know? No.
Okay.
None. Not that I've been aware of or given any information.
You mentioned that she's expecting. Do you know anything about that? Did Chris tell you about it, or?
No. How I found out was my wife is still friends with her on Facebook, if you want to say, and she said, did you know after the phone call came through, she goes, did you know Shanann was expecting? And I was like, no idea. I haven't talked to Chris for it's been a few months.
Mm-hmm.
Just busy, life is, life is, just, it's not, hell, right around the corner, and it's like, my oldest son lives in Loveland. I see him twice a year,
mm-hmm.
So it's just life. It's just tough. But I did not know she was pregnant.
Did he mention it on Monday when you were over there?
I can't remember if he said it. We talked about it, but I can't remember if he said it or I asked. Honestly, I don't remember if he said that she's pregnant. I don't know. We talked about it, but I don't remember who said what.
So there wasn't a reaction that you recall?
No.
About that?
No.
So, and you've mentioned Shanann being on Facebook quite a bit. Has Chris ever been on Facebook?
Chris at one time was, and it was kind of funny because I asked him because he was doing things that were, I hate to say it sounds sexist, but not guyish. Okay, so and I was like, I looked at it, I was like, did you really write all that shit? That's weird. So I asked him, well, things like, oh my God, I have the most wonderful wife in the world. She made dinner. She does this. I don't know how she keeps up with all this kind of stuff. I'm not saying a guy can't give his wife props, but there's just the way it was worded. It sounded not, one, I know Chris, and it didn't, and it sounded more like, So I asked him, I said, dude, what the heck? He goes, dude, I don't put that stuff on. So she kind of ran his Facebook, and she was putting that stuff on there. So
is he no longer on Facebook?
Yeah, he said he's not on it because I went to look it up after I heard. I went to look up his name and I couldn't find him anywhere. I went, oh, so yeah, he's not there no more.
Did you ever ask him why he's not on it, or?
No, I never did. I've kind of a couple times gone and gone. I set it up a long time ago, mine for my business because it works pretty good. People are like, oh, I didn't know you do that. They bring you work. I've kind of kept it. I've closed it down a few times, brought it back up because I like funny stuff. Sometimes there's some funny things. I'm a FSU guy, grad, so I like to keep up with my Seminoles, and so it's easier to do it through these little things that they have on there. So, anyway, I don't know why he did though.
Okay.
Yeah, no idea.
You said that you hadn't talked to Chris in a few months just because of life, busyness.
Right.
When's the last time you saw Chris before Monday?
Last time I seen him was probably, it's been a while, I'd say 4 months ago, probably, if I'm thinking right, at the mailbox cluster. I think I ran into him and we kind of talked for a little bit just to catch up. He's asking about, because I started here like a year and a half ago, and he's asking about, just jobs, how we're doing, just basic shit, same things, like how the kids, how Shanann, that kind of shit. So.
What about Shanann? When did you last talk to her?
It's been a long time since I talked to Shanann. I'd say at least a year. Yeah, she's.
What about seeing her?
I think I've seen her in the neighborhood. If I remember right, they were walking once, I think they had they had the babies with them. Not I call them babies, but they had the kids with them, and they were walking. And they happened to come by I was out doing yard work or something, and just chatted with them for a little bit.
And when you were talking about this trial separation, is that a term that you just came up with, or something that Chris said?
I don't know if he said trial separation. He said it. They were separated and they were doing it. I don't know if it was I don't know if he said trial or he said just see how they would be apart. That may have been my terms. I've heard that term before somewhere. So that may have been my terms.
And you moving, selling, anything like that?
No, not nothing. No signs. No nothing about moving. Nothing like that. No. I mean, it's kind of funny. Last time I talked to Shanann, she was like, "Oh my God, you did?" And I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "I moved back to Florida. That's the only place back east. They don't want to go back to North Carolina for whatever. I like Florida. Whatever people have their thing, but I bought some land down there, and so she said, "Yeah, if I ever move it." So that's the only thing about moving that was ever discussed. Was that? But it's not like they were going to do it. She just was kind of like, "Really? Where did you buy it?" And that's the question, where it is and all that stuff.
And then I think this is all I have, but you had mentioned that you met them. Did they both work at Longmont Ford?
Yes, he's a mechanic, or was a mechanic, and she was in sales. I can't remember who was there first. I don't think they came at the same time. And it was Chris. Chris got headhunted as a mechanic out there in North Carolina, and they brought him here to work at Ford. And then I think, if I remember, I don't know the time span, but somehow Shanann came in and started doing sales. And this is before they had any kids, too. So it was just the two of them. And then, obviously, whatever their reasons, they both split. They didn't want to do that anymore. And Chris got a better job at the Ergo, and what she does, I don't know, other than Thrive.
Is there anyone that you think that you should tell us that we need to go talk to about this?
Let me think.
We got Jeremy on the list.
You got Jeremy, okay, Jerry Lindstrom. The only other people I maybe have or haven't, I don't know their names, and I'm sorry, but they were when we moved into our house before, and Chris helped us move in. And then when their house was built, I returned the favor. And they were living with some folks in Anthem. I can't remember their names. I'll be honest with you, I cannot remember. And Chris would probably tell me who they. I don't have my phone. No, I have my phone on me. But they lived in their basement for quite a while, probably a year, I guess. And I think they were pretty attached to those guys. But I think they now live in Parker. I think they moved from there. They moved to Parker or something. They must have been pretty good friends to move in with them and live in their basement for a year. Obviously, I'm sure you probably talked to whoever that Nicole. I don't even know who Nicole is. I've never met her. Other than that, that's the only people I would know that would maybe know something.
On the topic of Jeremy, would you mind getting his phone number?
Yeah, I'll have to walk you back, or
you can stay here if.
Oh no, I can. Is it the number you call me yourself?
Yeah,
I can text you, Jeremy.
Okay, that would be good, just in case we need to contact him.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah, that's not a problem. When I get back, I'll do it right away, so I don't forget.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Anything else you can think of that might be important for us? Like I said, we're just trying to, cross every base and talk to everybody that might have knowledge, and that's what's led us here today.
Well, I don't really have anything else. If I do, I got your number, and I got your card, and I'll be for sure to get a hold of you if I hear anything or see anything or what have you. What was the? I can't remember. What was not the charge, but what was they said on the news? What they're saying it's.
We try to avoid the news.
Yeah, I'm sure. I totally get that. But they had it was not the charge, but what they were saying was going on.
Like endangered missing person.
That's what it was. Endangered missing person. I was like, that's a new one.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Children are missing.
Yeah, children are missing. They need medication, that sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
So it qualifies for that.
Is there any legal call? Anything going on?
A lot of people we're talking to.
Okay. And I know you can't disclose it to me, but just concerned. Mainly for the little girls, I'll be honest with you. They're babies.
Do you have any concerns that Chris could be involved?
I really don't. I mean, you're not the first person that said that, because when we talk about this.
Well, that's where everybody goes. I mean, that's, the people closest to home.
Right. As far as I feel in my heart, I know Chris pretty well. Like I said, he's the lowest key guy I think I've ever met in my life. Go with the flow kind of guy, non-confrontational. But it's you see things almost daily now, because all of a sudden people say that, and you're like, oh yeah, and you're like, oh, okay. So I mean, I understand nothing can be ruled out. But as far as Chris, in my heart, no, I don't think he had anything to do with anything. That's my
Cool. Well, we appreciate your time, and like I said, if you wouldn't mind texting me that number, I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet.
Thanks for taking the time out of your day.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. We should provide.
You like working here?
I love it. Yeah, when you work for yourself forever, everything you're chasing checks and whatnot. Yeah. Now I got all the military retirement.
Where is your property at?
Pensacola area? Yeah. So a little out of east, north of Pensacola. A couple acres up there. It's like 20 minutes from the beach. It's away from everybody, but I don't want to be in Florida.
It's just an Orange Beach.
Oh, we're up Alabama?
Uh-huh.
I love it.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, the white
For
sand
work.
beach.
I didn't really get to
Yeah, down there in the white sand beach is the blind turquoise water. It's just
There's some sport fishing too.
There's really good cheap. There's no retirement tax, insurance tax, state tax. Property taxes. Property taxes, exactly. Property taxes is a little bit higher. All the other things, wash it out and then some. So,
enjoy it.
It's a few years, but yeah, I get the first step done with that. Right. Thanks, guys.
Take care. Thank you. Thank you.
My heart just literally goes out to Shanann. She seemed to just desperately want to make her marriage work with Chris, and he was already checked the fiddle right out of it. He wasn't interested in making any of that work. So, Lex, if you're still here listening and watching, you can see on the screen right now the Weld County District Attorney files. You can actually acquire all of these same files, but you have to fill out a Cora application and send that off, or at least fill out an email requesting Chris Watts's case by his case number and all information related type thing. You could try to send an email to Weld County District Attorney and see if that's kind of good enough to acquire this, because there's a lot of people that have filed applications in order to get a hold of this information. So it is out there, but it's not available just on any website. And if you're looking for the case number, it's right here, 18CR2003. That's Chris Watts's case number. It's right at the bottom of the screen there. You can take a screenshot of it if you'd like. I'm not sure how long Lindstrom's interview. Oh, it's an hour. Maybe we won't necessarily start this one just yet then, because we've only got about 15 minutes left. I don't really want to jump into it. So we could leave Lindstrom's interview and keep looking at the text messages that were between Shanann and her friends. Those are all of these exhibits here that you see. And there's quite a bit. There's 89. Yeah, I feel for her in the worst way. And I think the reason that we feel like that is perhaps because we have both felt those exact same feelings with a partner of ours, someone who's just checked out of the relationship, and one person really wants it to work, but it'll never work with, one person's 100% effort. It'll just never work. So I wonder if you have ever experienced something like that, Wendy. I know I have, and that's why I can really put myself in her shoes. I can see her, her desperation to want to save her relationship. So it's just heartbreaking. And she's pregnant, and I mean that alone brings about a whole bunch of emotions, right? So for her to be pregnant and going through this, my heart literally just breaks for her, reading some of these messages and stuff, and how he was acting around her because he was already sleeping with Nicole Kessinger. She had even mentioned in some of these, like, I feel like there's someone else, like, so I mean, and he was just lying left, right, and center, lying to her, lying to Nicole, lying to, everybody he came across, it seems like. Like, poor her, she's like, I can't do this, not 3 kids alone. Why is he like this? He's never been like this. 5.5 freaking weeks, she's saying, no sex, unless he was getting it somewhere else. She had inclination that something else was going on behind the scenes, but you don't have to retract your message, Tracy. It's okay, hon. You are free to say whatever you'd like, whether it agrees with me, whether it's a little bit angry or happy or sad. He did an immediate turnaround on her. Yeah, exactly. We've been there. It's gut wrenching. The pain is horrible. Exactly, Wendy. I think that's exactly what I was thinking. Is I've been there. I know exactly what this feeling feels like. I've been that pregnant person where the partner and I are not working out and things are completely broken. And I mean, it's the hardest thing. Oh, you just misspelt something? Okay. But yeah, it's the hardest thing, right? I mean, you're trying to keep your own emotions in check while you're trying to be a mother to your other children and keep a positive face and whatnot for them. Meanwhile, you're completely broken and you'd really just want to crawl under the covers and never get out of bed, right? I mean, just heartbreaking. Hi, Broncos. Chick 65. Hello, everyone from Colorado. Welcome. This case was very close to home for you then. For sure, if you are somebody in Colorado. And their house is actually going to sell. I guess it's going back up for sale 2020. So hardest ever. Absolutely, Wendy. Honestly, I can remember being pregnant with my second son, and my partner telling me that he wasn't even attracted to me anymore because of how big I was pregnant. Her being married, Shanann being married to this man and having been married for 8 years together. They had a regular relationship kind of thing, right? I mean, the whole thing is just heartbreaking, and he couldn't see it being on the inside of it, it seems like. And he was so swept up in Nicole Kessinger's ass. I mean, he couldn't see nothing. Yes, the Colorado people. Whoop, whoop. January. Yeah, January, I think 2020. No, I thought it was supposed to be the summer. I thought it was summertime 2020. I don't know. I could be wrong. Hi, Billy, Alabama. Okay, Tracy. Well, thanks for sharing that tidbit fact with us. I really appreciate that. Been single 14 months now. My ex left me for a drug addict, and now he's on drugs too. I don't and never will get that. Yeah, well, good for you for sticking on a different track and just being a good parent, you know? Oh, okay. But the day first, not the month. Okay. I could see how that would be a mix up then for sure. I can't tell you how many boyfriends I have had that have left me for drugs. I mean, it's honestly just disgusting, really. But kudos to you for sticking it out and being a good mother, you know? Yeah, it truly is. And there's nothing more heartbreaking. Like, it makes you feel like a worthless person because that person chose that, you know? Well, for me, it did that anyway. You know, I really had to sit down and concentrate and say, you know what? It's not me, though. You know, I am the one that's doing good things in life and I'm not choosing that path and whatnot. So, but it's sad, you know, that some people just can't seem to let it go. I've certainly made my own mistakes as a mother that I will regret probably for the rest of my life and take it to my grave. I've voiced all of those with you guys, and I've not hidden any of my mistakes, trials, tribulations, none of it. So I've always been an honest person, though, to be honest. It just doesn't pay to lie. I love how Shanann took a stance against how she felt. I wish that I would have been a stronger person in order to stand up against my family for things that I found to be disrespectful during, our relationship. But it's interesting to see how strong Shanann was, that, basically telling Chris, like, I'm not letting the kids go over to Cindy and Ronnie's, after what Cindy did, putting Celeste's life at risk with the nut allergy and whatnot, and telling Bella she could have something, but Celeste couldn't because she was allergic. The whole thing, she's like, they don't get to disrespect me and then see the kids and get rewarded with seeing the kids. Yeah, she says what she means and means what she says. Exactly. Hi, Brenda. She did communicate very effectively. She stood her ground and really tried to make the best right decisions for her kids. In my opinion, that's pretty obvious in her text messages. She loved Chris so much. I think that Shanann probably was somebody who had high guards up. And when she met someone like Chris, who was, very docile, very much like her father, right? In the terms of letting Shanann be what she wants to be, or kind of do what she wants to do, and being a little bit more of a follower, and, going along with kind of thing, with the ideas. And I think that, it took quite some time before she even let those guards down and eventually let him in. And they commenced their, dating relationship and whatnot that grew into the marital relationship. Aw, no, Brenda, you're not alone. That's very sweet. I think I miss her too, and I don't even know her, for crying out loud. But I feel like I know her from watching some of her videos. I may not know her personally, right? But I feel like I've gotten to know her over her videos. And her Facebook page is still very much alive, along with her other social media pages. Her videos are public so that people can remember her. She definitely, in my opinion, would have moved back to her family, or had her family move out, to her place until they could sort of sell the home and sell the belongings inside and whatnot. I mean, she was teetering back and forth, right? There was talk of her putting the house up for sale and starting to sell out some of the items inside the home, right? But the first message about how she feels and the vomiting and stuff is really alarming. No vomiting this pregnancy, but nauseousness. Last week, I have not been able to pee normally, hard to pee. Feeling great otherwise. At 10 p.m. Last night, Chris rubbed her back for the first time in over a month. When he was done, she sat up and she was lightheaded. Body felt kind of numb, tingly, itchy all over, and just weird. By 11 p.m. ish, about an hour later, I stood up to pee and vomited mildly. About 30 minutes later, massive instant migraine came out of nowhere. Took Imitrex, around 2:30 a.m. usually gets rid of the migraine within 20 minutes. It's still as bad right now. Maybe an hour and a half sleep last night and just vomited again at 5:30 in the morning. Still lightheaded, shaky, blurry vision, and exhausted. This whole text message concerns me as to, is this just pregnancy? Because it doesn't, I don't know. Every woman's body is different, right? But this sure doesn't sound like pregnancy to me, What do you guys think? Yeah, she is a good inspiration. The fire stick was definitely odd. I don't know why. Um, I don't know why, that detail seems to be like, I feel like that detail is in reference to the fact that this whole thing was premeditated to a certain extent. Because the fire stick rendezvous, if you will, happened in the Safeway parking lot between Chris and a coworker. It was then that the coworker received a phone call from Mr. Roberts saying there was a leak at the service site. And that all happened on the Friday night because he had gone to drop her off at the airport and had the kids in the white Lexus in the Safeway parking lot when that phone call happened. And it was then that Chris Watts said, "Oh, I'll go out there. I'll go out there Monday, no problem." As if to think, in my opinion, that he was planning this. Like, it just seemed that there was a level of planning to this. Not only that, but let's not forget the fact that he was able to gain access to Nate's cameras and see the angling and whatnot of said cameras by bringing up this whole "I was robbed and my toolbox and my flathead and some things got stolen and stuff," whatever, right? I mean, very, very strange. And to me, it looks like when you put all the pieces together that it was a little bit premeditated. Not that that's like, I don't think he should have got the death penalty. I think that it was great that Mr. Rourke went to the Ruziks and asked them what they wanted, because as we all know, death penalty, suits don't go very quickly. So, I mean, they could have been going through courts for years, years and years and years, where this would have dragged on. Whereas their decision to, take that off the table and give him life without parole, it quickened the pace of everything. Yeah, we are finished because it is 7 o'clock. But I definitely want to hear your thoughts on all of this, folks. As always, it's been a very interactive conversation. I love hearing from you guys and hearing your comments. It's TGIS. Thank goodness it's Sherry. But yeah, I really enjoy your time and you taking, some time to come and hang out here and comment and show me support. If you enjoyed the video today, smash that like button for me. I appreciate the support. And hey, if you're new, hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have all of you join me all the time, but I don't want to pressure you because I know we're all busy. So much love to everybody. I hope you all have like an awesome evening, you guys. I love y'all. I love y'all so, so much. We will be back for our next live Sunday. And I think we're going to back it up to the afternoon because it's a day off. So I think we'll do it for 1:00 p.m. Central Daylight Savings Time. So if you're available and you can come say hi, come and see us and tell us where you're from. I'd love to see you guys. All right, folks, we'll see you again soon for another true story with me, Sherry Weens. Bye for now and stay safe out there. Much love. Come on, computer. There we go. All right. Much love, everybody. Have a great night. Bye for now.